48 Words of the Queen 240. My daughter, the favors of the Most High and the knowledge of His divine mysteries, in the attentive souls, engender a kind of love and esteem of humility, which raises them up with a strong and sweet force, like that which causes fire to ascend, like the gravity which causes a stone to fall, each of them striving to reach its own and natural sphere. This is done by the true light, which places the creature in the possession of a clear knowledge of its own self and attributes the graces to the proper source, whence all perfect things come. James 1:17, and thus it brings all things into correct balance. And this is the most proper order of right reason, which overthrows and as it were exerts violence against the false presumption of mortals. On account of this presumption of pride, the heart, wherein it lives, cannot strive after contempt, nor bear it, nor can it suffer a superior over itself, and is offended even at equals. It violently opposes all in order to place itself alone above all fellow creatures. But the humble heart is abased in proportion to the benefits it received, and in its interior quietly grows a desire or an ardent hunger for self-abasement and for the last place. It is violently disturbed in not finding itself esteemed as the inferior of all and in being deprived of humiliation. 241 In me, my dearest, thou wilt find exhibited the practical application of this doctrine, since none of the favors and blessings, which the right hand of the Most High lavished upon me, were insignificant. Yet never was my heart inflated with presumption above itself. PS 110:1, nor did it ever know anything else than to desire to be abased and occupy the last place among all creatures. The imitation of this I desire especially of thee. Let thy ambition be to take the last place, to live in subjection to all others, abased and considered as useless, in the presence of the Lord and of men. Thou must judge thyself as less than the dust of the earth itself. Thou canst not deny that in no generation has anyone been more favored than thou, and no one has merited these favors less than thou. How then wilt thou make any return for this great debt of gratitude if thou dost not humiliate thyself below all others and more than all the sons of Adam, and if thou dost not awaken within thyself exalted and loving sentiments concerning humility? It is good to obey the prelates and instructors, therefore do it always. But I desire that thou go much farther, and that thou obey the most insignificant of thy fellow beings in all that is not sinful, and in such a way, as if thou wert obeying the highest of thy superiors. And I desire that in this matter thou be very earnest, as I was during my earthly life. 242 Thou must, however, be circumspect in regard to the obedience to thy inferiors, so that they may not, knowing of thy anxiousness to obey in all things, seek to induce thee to obey in things unseemly and unbecoming. Thou canst do much good by giving them the good and orderly example of obedience, without causing them to lose any of their subjection and without derogating from thy authority as their superioress. If any disagreeable accident or injury should happen, which affects thee alone, accept it gladly, without so much as moving thy lips in self-defense, or making any complaints. Whatever is an injury to God do thou reprehend without mixing up any of thy own grievances with those of His Majesty, for thou shouldst never find any cause for self-defense, but always be ready to defend the honor of God. But neither in the one nor the other, allow thyself to be moved by disorderly anger and passion. I wish also, that thou use great prudence in hiding and concealing the favors of the Lord, for the sacrament of the King is not to be lightly manifested. Tob 12:7, nor are carnal men capable or worthy of the mysteries of the Holy Ghost. Icor 2:14. In all things imitate and follow me, since thou wishest to be my beloved daughter. This thou wilt attain by obeying me, and thou wilt induce the Almighty to strengthen and direct thy footsteps to that which I desire to accomplish in thee. Do not resist Him, but dispose and prepare thy heart sweetly and quickly to obey his light and grace. Let grace not be void in thee. 2 Cor 6, 1. But labor diligently and let thy actions be performed in all perfection.